Donald Trump has been crashing out in the White House before his big national address tonight, where he's going to be talking about the war. This crash out was captured on a live video feed, but it was so bad that the Trump regime immediately took it down from YouTube. It currently says video unavailable. The video is private. Don't you worry. The MeidasTouch network saved the video. And so I'm going to give you the lowlights of what went down as Donald Trump gave this speech in the White House. That was so bad, the White House took the video down. So Donald Trump first said that he's going to be giving a speech this evening where he's going to tell everybody how great he is. Watch this.
Tonight I'm making a little speech at 9 o'clock, and basically I'm going to tell everybody how great I am.
Then Donald Trump says that in the United States, we can't take care of daycare or Medicaid or Medicare. The federal government can't handle this work. Play the clip.
Because the United States can't take care of daycare. That has to be up to a state. We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state take care of daycare, and they should pay for it too. They should pay. They have to raise their taxes, but they should pay for it. And we could lower our taxes a little bit to them to make up, but it's not possible for us to take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things, they can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing, military protection.
Then Donald Trump starts attacking NATO, says we have very bad allies in NATO. Very bad. Part of what he has continued to say all day and what he's expected to say tonight in his national address is that the U.S. needs to withdraw from NATO, which again would be unlawful, but we can play this clip.
We've had some very bad allies in NATO. I hope you're all watching that, Scott, because we had some asks, and you know, we spend trillions of dollars on NATO, and when we need them, which we never do, we didn't need them here either. To be honest, I was really asking because I wanted to see what they do. We didn't need them. We blasted the hell out of them, out of Iran. And the last thing I needed was NATO stepping in our way because they're a paper tiger. But so we didn't need them, but I asked anyway.
Then Donald Trump gets distracted and he starts talking about how we have regime change in Iran. And then he starts to look at somebody in the audience and he goes, "My friend, great show. I love this guy. He's nice to me. He seduces me. You seduce me, sir." Very weird moment. Let's play this clip.
And the other thing, this was not part of what I wanted to do, but we've done it, I guess, through sheer force of personality. We have a regime change like nobody thought was possible. They said, "What do you mean you have regime change?" My friend, great show. I love this guy. He's so nice to me. Every time I watch, and I appreciate. You know, we're not supposed to be seduced that way, right? But I am. When somebody's nice to me, I love that person. Even if they're bad people, I couldn't care less. I'll fight to the end for them. So I appreciate it. But you know, I want to see no nuclear weapon, but we also won regime change. They said.
Then Donald Trump continues to get distracted and he says, "JD, I didn't even recognize you. You used to be so fat. You lost a lot of weight, JD." Play this clip.
The White House, including Vice President J.D. Vance. I think J.D. is J.D. here. Where's J.D.? Yeah. Oh, J.D. He's lost weight. He got a little thinner, and I'm looking for a heavy set gentleman, and now I find a perfect looking specimen.
Then Donald Trump tells Erica Kirk that she needs to sue Drewski, who's been doing those videos where I guess Drewski dresses up like Erica Kirk. And so, again, with all of the things going on in our country, that's what Trump's talking about right now. Let's play it.
A thing called Happy Easter. Do we have that? Everyone happy? Anybody that doesn't want, hello, darling. Wow, this is a good table. I like that table. You're doing well, right? Okay. I think you should sue him, but you know, I told her, you ought to sue somebody. They're so jealous of Erica. I said, you ought to sue their, I can say it, you're not allowed to say this, you have to be nicer. Sue their ass off.
Then Donald Trump says that on Palm Sunday, Jesus entered Jerusalem. And he goes, that's interesting because they call me the king now. But how am I the king if I can't even build a ballroom? And all the sycophants in the White House start laughing. Here, play this clip.
On Palm Sunday, Jesus entered Jerusalem as crowds welcomed him with praise, honoring him as king. They call me king now. Do you believe it? No king. I'm such a king, I can't get a ballroom approved. It's pretty amazing, right? I'm a king. If I was a king, we'd be doing a lot more. I'm doing a lot, but I could be doing a lot more if I was a king.
Oh, and then there was this really odd moment where Donald Trump's faith advisor in the White House started comparing Donald Trump to Jesus. Here, I'll show you this clip. Let's play it.
And Mr. President, no one has paid the price like you have paid the price. It almost cost you your life. You were betrayed and arrested and falsely accused. It's a familiar pattern that our Lord and Savior showed us. But it didn't end there for him, and it didn't end there for you.
He then calls Russ Vought, his architect of Project 2025, who's the Office of Management and Budget Director. He goes, where's Darth Vader? Hey, Darth Vader, where are you? Here, play this clip.
And Darth Vader, where's Darth Vader? Russ Vought. Where's Darth? Hi, Darth Vader. He's finding more fraud.
Now, a few important points before Donald Trump gives his address tonight. New York Times just reporting multiple U.S. intelligence agencies have assessed in recent days that the Iranian government is not currently willing to engage in any serious negotiations or substantial negotiations to end the ongoing war that the United States and Israel initiated an unlawful war. Assessments indicate that the Iranian government believes it is in a strong position in the war, does not have to accede to America's diplomatic demands, and while Iran is willing to keep channels open, it does not trust the United States or Donald Trump. U.S. officials have told the New York Times, and Iran says no talks have taken place at all. No talks have taken place through mediators for a temporary ceasefire with the U.S. and Israel. And when Donald Trump claimed that the president of Iran asked for a ceasefire, 100% false. I reported earlier as well, the new Ayatollah Mojtaba said, I emphatically declare that the consistent policy of the Islamic Republic of Iran, following on the path of Imam Khomeini, the martyred leader, is to continue supporting resistance against the Zionist U.S. enemy. By the way, if you've been watching the MeidasTouch Network, you know that there are no negotiations taking place or at any substantial level. You know, I've been showing you what the Iranians have been saying, but not just showing what they're saying, what's happening in the region. The ballistic missile strikes on neighbors in retaliation for U.S. strikes, the Shahed drone strikes, the FPV drone swarms. I've been showing to you what's going on. And so, look, obviously one of the reasons I think the White House deleted that YouTube video, which we just took those clips for, is again, Donald Trump looks like an utter madman and then says the federal government, we can't do Medicare and Medicaid, but what? You can do hundreds of billions of dollars dropping bombs on elementary schools while you rip away healthcare of Americans here. About an hour ago, Jessica Tarlov gave had this great moment on state regime media, which calls itself Fox, where she went through Donald Trump's latest approval in the latest CNN poll. And Donald Trump's going into this national address with the following. Play this clip of my friend Jessica Tarlov. Let's play it.
His approval rating in now every poll that we've seen this week is in the 30s. We're not even talking about the low 40s. The CNN poll, he's minus 24 with men, minus 2 with white voters who don't have a college degree, minus 17 with seniors, and 65% say that his policies are making their economic conditions worse. That is unsustainable. Not even if you're thinking about a midterm. You just can't go through the rest of an administration like that. Two big questions for me. What does he say about the NATO alliance? We talked about the impact of the Strait of Hormuz on our European partners there in the region. That's a very serious thing to be lobbying that we would want to leave. He needs Senate approval. McConnell and Chris Coons are out with a statement saying that you need Senate approval for that, which Marco Rubio knows. Secondly, the same Polymarket wallet that put a $500,000 bet on the exact timing of the first bomb that we dropped in Iran has put an $800,000 bet that there's going to be a ground invasion. So are we now looking at a ground invasion that's coming through? And also, I would love to know who has this information and is playing the betting markets.
Right.
Who knows? And
I hate the prediction markets.
I know. Well, but
And here's how Harry Enton described it moments ago as well on CNN. Let's play it.
Look at this. These are the worst. In our poll, 69% disapproved of Donald Trump on the economy. For George W. Bush, it was 57% in terms of the average. Barack Obama, 56%. Donald Trump is crushing him on a metric you don't want to be crushing anybody on, which is disapproval ratings on the economy. He's double-digit scores. I was looking at some other polling data, also above the 57 and 56%. The worst of all time at this point in term number 2. It's the economy dragging Trump down, being, of course, accelerated by inflation being so bad. And, of course, the gas prices just adding up. It's like a pancake tower, and you're just reaching the top. And this is not a tower you want to climb.
By the way, you look at Donald Trump's approval right now, or I should say his disapproval. Donald Trump's overall approval on the economy, 31%. In this new CNN poll, Donald Trump's approval on immigration, 41%, job overall, 35%, healthcare, 34%, inflation, 27%, gas prices, 24%. And by large margins, most Americans believe that Donald Trump worsened conditions worsened economic conditions. A disastrous CNN poll indeed for Donald Trump there. And I also just find it fascinating that they have deleted that. And I'll show you just moments ago what Marco Rubio had to say about what this, he goes, we've accomplished our objectives in this war. We've done this, and Iran has developed a conventional military infrastructure to guard its nuclear weapons. And that's why we had to go and do it. By the way, Marco Rubio is the senator who worked across party lines in 2023 with Democratic Senator Kaine to come up with the law that says that 2/3 of the Senate needs to agree to remove the United States from NATO. And now you have a maniac Rubio trying to get the United States to ditch NATO. And by the way, did you see this post right here from Dmitriev, the top Russian envoy to the United States? He's like, goodbye, NATO, as Donald Trump continues to attack NATO. Russia's mocking NATO. It's like a gift package to Russia. Here's what Rubio said. Let's play it.
Many Americans are asking, why did the United States have to attack Iran now? Well, let me explain. Iran wants to have nuclear weapons. Of that, there is zero doubt. If what they truly wanted, which is what they claim, is nuclear energy, well, they could have nuclear energy like all the other countries in the world have it. And that is, you import the fuel and you build reactors above ground. That's not what Iran has done. They build their reactors and their facilities deep in mountains, away from the public glare. And they want to enrich that material. The same equipment that they could use to enrich material for energy, they could use to quickly enrich it to weapons grade. So it is clear that they've been offered every opportunity to have a nuclear program that allows them to have energy, not weapons. And every single time they have turned it down. But why the attack now? Well, what was Iran trying to do? Iran was trying to build a conventional shield, in essence, have so many missiles, have so many drones that no one could attack them. And they were well on their way. We were on the verge of an Iran that had so many missiles and so many drones that no one could do anything about their nuclear weapons program in the future. That was an intolerable risk.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. As always, we appreciate you for watching.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.